The real danger of auto-tune.
The studio trickery technique that has caught the public's attention and sparked controversy more than any other in music production is auto-tune. This term is actually like Hoover and Biro in that it's the brand name of a specific product which has become synonymous with what it's used for. Auto-tune is a piece of software created by Antares which analyzes and manipulates the pitch of recorded vocals or other instruments. Having ascertained the pitch of a note, it shifts it to the nearest true semitone. I'll try to demonstrate that now. Here's me singing a long descending glissando sliding between each note. Now let's see what happens when we put that clip through auto-tune software. It keeps the pitch more or less steady until the recorded pitch becomes closer to the next one, and then it jumps down to that one. Any undesirable off-pitch notes in between are eliminated. However, it still sounds vaguely natural, maintaining a bit of the natural slide from the recording. If I auto-tune it more aggressively, eliminating these slides, it sounds like this. It's just about recognizable as a human voice, but it sounds more like a synthesized imitation. This, I believe, is the thing that many people find so objectionable about auto-tune. The most common complaint is that it makes everyone sound similar and slightly robotic. It takes the humanity and slight imperfections out of the voice, which is what we relate to as an audience, and what gives the excitement and tension of a performance. Imagine if Bob Dylan's distinctively loose and unpolished vocals were fiddled with and tweaked perfectly into tune. It would totally lose its appeal. The other side of the argument, however, is that auto-tune allows producers to make the voice do things it cannot really do. This too can create a distinctive and appealing effect. The first time an auto-tuned voice reached a large audience was in 1998, a year after the software was first published, in Cher's idiosyncratic single, Believe. So sad that you're leaving. Takes time to believe it. But after all is said and done, you're gonna be the lonely one. Oh, do you believe in life after love? I can feel something inside me say. It's a strange, warbling, electro-human hybrid sound which, whether you like it or not, you cannot deny is ear-catching and memorable. But it's not as if it's unlike anything we've ever heard before. Musicians and producers have been experimenting with manipulating the voice for almost as long as we've been able to record it. The technique of ring modulation, in which two signals are multiplied together, was made famous by Doctor Who from the 60s onwards. A voice and sine wave are multiplied to give the Daleks their characteristic robotic voices.
What sector do these prisoners come from?
Sector 4.
No patrol has been allotted to Sector 4.
In 1976, the song Haitian Divorce from Steely Dan's The Royal Scam album featured a guitar solo with a talk-box effect, using the voice to modify the shape of the frequency to give that funky wah-wah sound. And in Germany, Kraftwerk have been messing around with their voices since the early 70s. In The Robots, they use a vocoder, a synthesis system which recreates the frequencies from the vocal input electronically, which sounds like this.
You're charging our battery, and now we're full of energy. We are the robots. We are are the robots. We are the robots.
So, voice manipulation in music production is nothing new, and it has always been used in creative and original ways. This, I think, is also the case with Cher's Believe. It's when autotune is overused and abused that it stops being inventive and original and starts being obnoxious and irritating. Take a listen to Bartender by T-Pain, an artist infamous for his excessive use of autotune.
Broke up with my girl last night, so I went to the club. Put on a fresh white suit and a mini coupe, sitting on dubs. I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love. If you know what I mean.
The novelty of this vocal sound that Cher took advantage of in 1998 has now really worn off. Let's take a closer listen to T-Pain. Listen out for the strange little pitch jump at the beginning of this phrase.
I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love.
I'm going to try to show you roughly how his sound is achieved using Autotune's closest competitor software, Melodyne, which I have recently been experimenting with. Melodyne allows much more control over each note, giving you a visual representation which provides an intuitive way of editing the pitches heard. Here's a recording of me singing the line we heard from Bartender.
I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love.
Melodyne analyzes the sound clip, identifies the individual notes, and places them on the pitch graph. You can see the notes on the left-hand side of the window. Even though what I've recorded sounds acceptably in tune, Melodyne reveals all the little mistakes where I've gone slightly sharp here and a bit flat there. The first thing I'm going to do is automatically correct the pitch and pitch drift. Melodyne looks at the average pitch of each note taken from the wobbly line, then snaps the orange blob onto whichever note that average is closest to. Let's hear that.
I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love.
The beginning sounds more in tune, but the middle actually sounds worse. This is because Melodyne has mistakenly grouped these three notes into one, so the average is off. I can now split those notes up appropriately and re-pitch them.
I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love.
That's better, and it still sounds pretty natural. However, what I'm about to do is even out the pitch to a humanly impossible degree, like this.
I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love.
Now it sounds strange and robotic, more like T-Pain. As for the little pitch jump at the beginning of the phrase we noticed earlier, I think the effect is achieved like this. We split the note up into three, then move the middle one up a third or a fifth to create a new note that never existed in the original recording and would, in any case, be impossible to sing that quickly.
I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love. I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love.
But Melodyne doesn't have to be used like this. I'm going to start again from the beginning. We'll let Melodyne correct the pitch based on averages, and now we'll use a slightly different tool to edit. I'm trying to drag the line as close to the middle of the note as possible, while maintaining the natural shape of what I sang.
I'm just looking for somebody to talk to and show me some love.
Much easier on the ears. This is about as much editing as I would ever be willing to do to something I was recording. It simply allows a producer to perfect something that is near perfect to begin with, without compromising the energy and subtleties of the performance. Almost all professionally produced music you hear today has been put through some sort of auto-tune software, usually to just touch up the pitch here and there, so the listener isn't distracted by bum notes. Most of the time we're not even aware it's there. Auto-tune can even work in real time, and many pop stars now use it in their live sets to ensure that every note the audience hears is pitch perfect. Another advantage of using the software is that fewer takes may be needed in the recording studio. Having myself spent hours trying to get about 3 seconds of audio recorded just right, this is something I am truly grateful for. The concern is that it means that anyone can be a great singer, anyone can sound amazing. Musical talent is now irrelevant, and classically trained singers who spend decades, if not lifetimes, training their voices to stay on pitch are wasting their time. X Factor sparked controversy in 2010 when they were caught auto-tuning auditions. Take a listen. Frankly, it's amazing they thought they would get away with it. It's blatant. Whether they had so little respect for their audience they thought they simply wouldn't notice, or whether they actually considered it acceptable, seeing as it's an industry standard, was never made clear, though Simon Cowell apologised and promised they would stop using it. It raises a very significant point. Clearly, this was a singer who had the looks and personality to succeed, but not the voice to match. The cynicism of the pop music industry is such that the non-musical aspects of her performance were more important to the producers than the musical ones. It calls into question the credibility of X Factor as a music competition to find new singing talent. But perhaps more importantly, it highlights the fact that, were this auditionee to win the contest and sign to a label, her singing voice would never be heard without auto-tune. So why not manipulate it right from the start?